All right. Welcome, everyone, back to the B&T Sports Talk Show for the much anticipated Pick'em Dummies. And for those who are wondering, yes, we have been gone for a little while, just taking care of some personal business and recalibrating, but now the wait is over. We are back. So if this is your first time watching this, please hit the subscribe button, click on the bell for notifications, and send us a like or two. And by all means, please get in the chat and chat us up. We always respond to everyone that's in the chat, and we like to make the conversation open for everybody. As it says at the bottom, sports banner for the masses, which means everybody, not just us. So, I am T. B is to my right, and we also have a special guest with us. So,
None.
go ahead, B.
Oh, hold on. We're not just calling him Daniel. We're going to call him Danny Dimes tonight.
There you go.
Let's go. Man makes money. Danny Dimes. Tell us how you did last week with your picks.
So last week was a really good week. Total of 20 bets for a cash out of 1950.
Woo!
So pretty solid week.
Damn,
That's what I'm
not
talking
$19.50, people. $1,900.
half your rent guaranteed to be by Danny Dimes as we listen to him tonight. So
Got some good picks for y'all.
it's been a while since we've done this. Last time, Danny Dimes, you're gonna have to kind of pick up our guest here because our last guest went 0-3 the first time we did this. Taj and I both went 2-1 on our picks here. So let's get right into our picks here. Danny Dimes, you're gonna lead us off. Give us your first game for your picks here.
Got it. First pick. This is a very conservative pick. This is going to be Miami versus the New York Jets with under a 45. Divisional unders have been hitting at an all-time high this year. We're only in week 4, but obviously, only the overs have only hit 10 out of the 45 matchups this year. So take the under 45. I would say if you have the bankroll, maybe tease it up 2 points. Get it at like a minus 130, minus 135 odd, and then obviously cash out. I don't see this game going over 35, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, that's my first pick, and that's gonna hit.
Ooh, man, we got some insight on this.
Such confidence.
That's what I like. Taj, you got to follow that up. So give me your first.
Damn,
pick.
really? Well, what I'll do, we'll start with my first pick, which is going to be my Las Vegas Raiders against the Chiefs. I'm actually taking the over on this game. I feel like the Raiders are going to come out and put some points on the board if they can keep the running game going like they did last week. Maybe we'll get some long plays finally at this stage in the season, and I'm pretty sure that the Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, they're always good for 35. So I'm going to take the over. The line is 51.5, so over 51.5 in the Raider Chiefs game.
All right, I got
like
you locked in for that. Okay, my first pick here will be the Sunday night primetime game with my Ravens going against the Bengals. The Ravens offense has been high-powered. J.K. Dobbins is finally back in the lineup here. Surprisingly, Lamar Jackson has been accurate except when he gets into the red zone here. So as long as we don't get in the red zone, I think we're going to be okay. But the Bengals offense came to life against the Dolphins here, which is a good sign. The Ravens defense hasn't been the best, to say the least. They've blown 2 ginormous leads. One to the Dolphins, where I think the combined score was about 80 points. And then the Bills as well. So the over-under is 48. I like this game going over 48 for the Sunday night game.
I like the first picks, all totals. I like that.
Yes,
Let's do it.
I love it. Let's go, Danny. Give us your second pick of the night.
Got it. So sorry for everyone obviously following. I picked all 10 o'clock games because you're going to cash out early in the day and just sit on this money. So the next pick is Chargers minus 2.5 against the spread. They're playing the Browns. Browns, I mean, let's just be real. They've gotten burned in every fourth quarter this entire year. They're averaging 12.5 points against their opponents in the fourth quarter. Herbert's looking phenomenal, obviously averaging 307 passing yards per game. And I think Eckler just pops off this game. He obviously made an appearance last week with 2 TDs and over 60 rushing yards. I think that continues to be the case. Obviously, I think he just started slow this year, but he's going to continue to pick up. And the Browns defense obviously is not going to be able to stop it. So take the Chargers -2.5 against the spread. Don't even touch the money line. It's not worth the extra juice. And yeah, cash those tickets.
There it is, right there. Second pick, right there. T, what is your second pick?
All right, my second pick is I'm going for the upset, somewhat. So I'm taking the Giants over the Packers, and I'm going to take the Giants and the points. So that's the Giants +8. And yeah, I just feel like the Packers, they've been kind of up and down. Started the season a little rough, and I don't know. I just really like the Giants. The fact they've been kind of like a team that nobody really thought would be good, and here they are sitting at 3-1, leading their division. And I want to see Saquon Barkley go crazy, and hopefully it's a lower scoring game, and somebody knocks the crap out of Aaron Rodgers. There you go.
Like that.
I like that pick as well. I think the Giants are a really underrated team, so that's a good pick right there.
Like that
I'm going to go with another upset here, a team that is just right there but just can't get over the hump, and that is the Detroit Lions against the New England Patriots. Lions +3, give me that all day. Jared Goff is actually kind of in the old Jared Goff of what everyone's accustomed to. DeAndre Swift has been good. Ramon St. Brown, I believe, is also playing at some high level. So the Lions have made great improvements from what they've shown from last year. They've played in some really tough games. They took the Eagles. The Eagles only beat them by 3. They're a high-scoring offense. I just don't think New England is the same New England that everyone's accustomed to, and man, are they struggling big time to just put points on the board. So I like the Lions +3 on the road in Boston, making Bill Belichick really think about retirement here. And then Danny, you've got one more pick. Let's hear it.
This is the moneymaker of the week right here. This is where you throw all the coin at, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to cash. So this is a dog money line, and the Seahawks are going to cover. Geno Smith is going to have an all-time record high passing during this game. He's right now throwing 77% complete passes. I mean, let's just be honest. The Saints look terrible, right? They are averaging 8.5 penalties per game, and they lead the NFL in turnovers with 11. So I think the Seahawks generate turnovers. I think Geno Smith goes off. And let's be real, Andy Dalton. I mean, do I have to say any more?
Yeah.
Let's be
you
real.
good.
Yeah.
You
Good. So Seahawks money line, bet 100, win 180. You want to get a little bit more greedy, go for it, but it's cash in. Seahawks money line.
Hey, you got to take it from the man who brought home 1950 last week. So those are some money picks right there. Taj, give us your last pick.
All right, so this one's coming straight out of my ass. So we're gonna go with the Jets. I'm taking the Jets. Jets over the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins will be missing their starting quarterback, who unfortunately is been knocked the hell out, and we'll probably talk about that on Sunday. And I think they have a good opportunity to win. Jets had a win last week, and Miami just missing their quarterback is why I picked this game. So I'm taking the Jets on the money line, and that's my final pick. Oh, and you didn't even mention the training bra that Belichick needs in order to coach this next game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got to put a UFC belt on him first.
Okay, all right.
Them old sandbags got to get put over your shoulder here. So, I'm gonna go with my last pick. This is a team that is under a lot of scrutiny here, but they are playing absolutely well. They covered the spread. I think they've covered the last 2 times, if I'm not mistaken here. But they actually literally blew out the Seahawks. They blew out the Rams as well. I'm taking the Niners -6.5 on the road in Carolina. That Carolina team is just trash. You talk about a team that can't figure it out. Yeah. It's a 1 o'clock on the East time, so it's not going to really affect the Niners as far as time change goes. This won't hurt them as an early morning game for the West Coast. So The Niners offense is proven. That's for sure. Deebo Samuel is actually playing out of his mind. He just needs the ball in his hand. The running game looks good as well. So, and that's not talking about the other weapons like Ayuk and Jennings. They really haven't even gotten started yet. So, I like the Niners -6.5. That's going to be my lock right there. The only way the Niners really blow this is if Jimmy G has a Jimmy G moment. But I think even still with that, they cover that spread there.
All right. I think that covers
Awesome.
it.
All right. That covers
Mic
it
drop.
there. So, I can't really tell you guys to take our advice, but if you'd like to, I'd probably listen to Danny Dimes before you listen to us because he is a proven winner.
True that. True that.
Like I said, a little over 1,900. So for all you Bay Area folks, rent ain't cheap out here. There's half your rent in the beginning of October there. So,
yeah, and just to back it up, I'm 8 weeks in a row against the book. So, yeah, it's been a good season so far. But
there you go.
The man's on
Here
fire.
it is, folks. We're going to monitor this weekend here. It makes us want to watch football that much more. Danny Dimes, your brother was in here. Didn't get a chance to say hi to him. Nick, welcome. I hope your fantasy team loses just because you're on this chat. So there it is right there.
That's cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. And, look forward to seeing who does well this week.
Appreciate
Awesome.
it, Danny. We'll touch base next Friday.
Take it easy,
All right, Denny.
Bye now.
Take it easy.
Right. That was good.
All right.
Those were some good
All
picks.
right. We'll see if we make anybody any money. I'm pretty sure my picks aren't going to make anybody a dime, but at least we made an effort. That's really what counts here. So I know we're not kind of jump into another topic. Usually we kind of stick with the picks, but there's been some recent events or happenings in the NBA world that we're having a hard time not talking about. So, B, this is an issue that is near and dear to your heart because this is your team. What's going on during the practice with the Warriors? What happened today?
Okay. Draymond Green went full UFC and Superman punch Jordan Poole. I mean, let's be real here. Fights happen in practice all the time, especially in training camp. It happens in the NFL. We all saw Aaron Darnold throw
two
helmets.
Not one.
2 helmets at Bengal players. We saw him do that. But again, that was at practice. This is a little more interesting here because when the reports came out yesterday, it was an altercation between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. So we just figured, hey, they probably got into a little shoving match, a little, yo mama did this, yo mama did that. And then it kind of settled down. And of course, there was some disciplinary action being said. So considering it was Draymond, not shocking.
I mean, come on now.
But then today happened. I don't know where you were this morning, Taj, but I was getting inside of my truck. And I turned on 95.7 The Game. And all of a sudden, it's a video leaked out. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, when something this could not have gone unseen. With the amount of technology that we have today, and to record something, I am not shocked that this video came out. I am shocked on how quick it came out, and to find out that this was a closed practice to the media. So there is a lot going on in this drama here. And now, if you guys haven't watched the video, we unfortunately cannot show it because we do not own rights to any of it there, and we are not trying to get this video banned. But it was a pretty violent punch. And
TMZ's got it up so you can find it anywhere about now. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is the Warriors really undersold this entire situation. As you mentioned, anytime somebody mentions altercation in the NBA, generally we're talking about shoving matches, a lot of misthrown punches, then people break it up and then it's over, right? That altercation, in my opinion, seemed very targeted. I don't know what Poole had said, but Draymond was ready for the smoke and came directly to Poole to start it. And the moment that Poole did something remotely in retaliation came, he was ready to knock his head off. So I really think that there is something brewing between these two. I don't think this is just a one-off situation where Jordan Poole just happened to whisper some sweet nothing into Draymond's ear and it just ticked him off. Yo, mama's fat, that kind of thing. This looked personal. Draymond hit him so hard that the force from his body pushed him into Jordan Poole as he was falling to the ground. He was trying to hurt him. So one thing I want to talk about is first, how is this going to play out now that the video's out? First, it was altercation. We're going to handle it internally. Now the video gets out. I have a feeling that there's going to be some pressure from the NBA to take action. What do you think?
If had this video never came out, we're probably not even talking about this today. Quite honestly. But the Warriors are in a really tough spot now because as a Warrior fan, watching Draymond do what he does, it's not shocking that something like this took place. You had a guy defend himself in Jordan Poole, which not a lot of guys in the league do. It's how often do you see Draymond get pushed for doing what he does. So Jordan Poole defended himself in that matter. But at the same time, are the Warriors willing to risk getting rid of their best defensive player, their smartest basketball player when it comes to getting the offense going because of something like this? Because he's in a contract year. This is it. So he's up for another max contract. And let that be known, the Jordan Poole's up for a rookie extension as well. So is Andrew Wiggins. There are 3 players on that team fighting for one max contract that they have available. And Draymond, being the old head that he is, thinks that it's got to go to him. So we talked about at the end of the season, the whole youth movement is starting to take place. Yeah. With Kuminga coming up, Moses Moody. And there's reports that Moses Moody is having a phenomenal training camp, and he looks geared up to have a breakout season. Wiseman. What if Wiseman has a good year? What are you going to do with that? Because he's got 1 year left on his rookie contract after this year. So
yeah. You trade them. I mean, really. I mean, the Warriors are in a tough predicament. I think this is another negative mark on Draymond. And rather we want to believe all the things that are said about him, and he does take some flack sometimes for just being himself and being a passionate ball player. But if these type of situations continue to happen, these are the type of things that at the end of the year, the Warriors are going to come back and look at and like, well, did we give this guy an extension? I mean, he's going to be the elder statesman of the team. You're bringing up all these young guys behind him. Do you really want that? Do you really want that element? Do you want that feel in your locker room where now guys are on edge, like, oh, Draymond, come at me, because you know how the young dudes are going to be. They're going to be like, look, he hit Jordan Poole, but if he come at me, I'm gonna hit him first. I'm not gonna let him punk me. Yep. That's how guys are. So that's the tone that you're setting. It's not one. It's not. They're not in the damn military or somewhere. It's like this guy is way up here and you're down here. Everybody's making millions of dollars. So if Draymond steps to the next guy like Kuminga, or he goes to Moody and he tries to correct them, but he's being belligerent about it, or he's getting too loud, guys are gonna start to get defensive right off the bat. It's not gonna be the same. Oh, it's just Draymond. These are new guys. They don't know Draymond. They're going to come in and say, look, no, man, I'm from the hood too, or I'm from where I'm from. You're going to come at me. I'm going to knock your ass out. Like, I'm not going to wait for you to hit me like you did, oh boy. I'm going to come at you. So is that the environment you want to create? And I think that's why I say it's a negative tick on Draymond in his efforts to try to get a max extension. And in my opinion, he might have all but put the nail in the coffin on them offering an extension at all.
Yep, I agree to that 100%. And I've defended Draymond for who he is and what he brings to the team because he's our guy, he's our player, and I'm always going to do that. But I think this is just something where, what happens to him is about to happen to him. Yeah. And as a Warrior fan, and you see that, it's just like, I really wish this video would have never came out. Yeah. And in all honesty, I just wish that this video would have never displayed itself because the Warriors are trying to complete a dynasty here that they're on, and they need him to be a part of that dynasty.
Right.
That's a true fact. But something tells me he's not going to be a part of it no more. Is that youth movement still there? I do, but there's that gap between knowledge of what the game requires that he has over these young guys. It's his job to instill that knowledge that he's carried onto them.
Yeah.
Here's where I have bigger problems with this video though, and what happened. If for those who have seen it, no one intervened in any of this. And even when the altercation, even when the argument started, it was a good 15 to 20 seconds that they were chirping at each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Draymond takes a step away from the scene, goes to the three-point line while Jordan Poole's out of bounds. But they're still talking. No one's in there intercepting that.
Right.
All of a sudden, you see Draymond starting to walk towards Poole. The minute you see him walking towards Poole, players should have been right in the middle of that, putting that to an end right then and there. But they let Draymond get to Jordan Poole. Got right in his face. Kuminga literally is 2 feet away from all of this. You can see who it was because you see the double zeros on the back of his practice jersey.
Yeah.
Is watching all this unfold. Ron Adams, the oldest man in the NBA still coaching,
Right.
was the first one on the scene the minute Draymond threw that punch. And folks, this wasn't a simple, little just flat-footed straight right.
No.
He leaned forward 1 foot, literally elevated off the ground. I guarantee you Jordan was not looking too hot when he took that punch. He dropped straight to the ground. And lo and behold, Draymond picked him up. Go figure, right? And then all of a sudden, guys are getting involved and trying to separate it. That should have been separated the minute Draymond walked over there.
I'm sorry, and the whole thing with the aftermath with Draymond, apologizing and all this. I don't know of any situation where a man hits you like that, and you just gonna go back in and we just gonna shake hands and rub that off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't, because there's only two ways to construe that. One is Jordan Poole probably he did not think that would happen. He's thinking, okay, dude's in my face. Hey, man, get off me. Teammates are going to come and intervene. It's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure he didn't think that dude was just going to knock him out because, as B said, he dropped. And that brings up another conversation. Obviously, Jordan Poole, you get dropped on the chin, you're concussed. You've got a concussion.
Them knees buckled when he got hit.
Yes. So here's the next thing. Does he play in the next game? I mean, is there going to be some concern from the team that after this video gets out, are people going to jump up and start saying, hey, it looked like Jordan Poole got knocked out. I don't know if it's a good idea. Now, of course, this isn't football. Guys don't take headshots that often. It's not something that happens very regularly. But it does bring up a point, which is how much does the Warriors organization care about this situation and their players to manage this the proper way? Are they gonna? They have to fine and or suspend Draymond. They have to. I don't think that they can roll him back out there and make us try to play the same pretend game that they did with Kevin Durant. They've been through this once before. When you have a problem with two players, you need to iron it out and figure out how to move forward. And last year, it just simmered all season, right? Until finally something happened on the sideline. They need to go ahead and nip this in the bud right now. And they've had to do it with Draymond before where they've had to suspend him. And unfortunately, this is going to be another one of those times. My hope is that Draymond goes out on good, in a good way, meaning at the end of the season, they don't renew him. He goes on and lives the rest of his life, NBA life, wherever he decides to go. What I don't want to see is him take this situation to his show, start complaining about being suspended, start getting upset and creating more of a rift within the team, because in my opinion, that may put him in a situation where he is no longer on the team by the trade deadline this year.
Yeah, or they just release him.
They're not going to they're going to trade him. For sure.
Yeah. And it's just this is just such a black eye on a team that you would never expect to happen.
Yeah.
With guys like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, real nice, genuine guys, and then you've got this taking place.
Right.
Right. And so that's my big thing is that how is the locker room going to feel now that this video's out? This is really gonna take some getting over, because with the whole thing with Draymond and Kevin Durant worked itself out. Although the way they handled the suspension should have been internal, that should have never been out. But this is 10 times worse than what you're dealing with, and now you've got a locker room that you've got to keep together. I guarantee you, young kids stay together against the old heads.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. So, is this locker room going to get divided? Are they going to be able to maintain everything to win?
Right.
This isn't a last place team. This isn't a team just kind of getting through to the playoffs. This is a bona fide championship team. So there's a lot of pressure riding on these guys now because of this incident here. So Let me ask you this, T. How do you think this locker room is going to play out, knowing that everything has happened now and it's all over the place?
The best possible situation is that they give Draymond some type of disciplinary action for his actions toward Jordan Poole. I mean, it is his teammate. Okay, he needs to serve that disciplinary action quietly, which I know is impossible. But he needs to be able to go through it without saying much. And if he can do that, and they can bring him back in the fold, if guys like Steph Curry, if guys like Klay Thompson, well, maybe Klay Thompson's not really a leader on the team. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just not his place.
No, you're right.
Steph Curry is the main guy. They really don't have the veterans that they used to have. I mean, they brought Andre Iguodala back, so that's another guy that can help facilitate some leadership too. They got to get those guys in a room, no coaches, and say, "Hey, look, that shit can't happen. I mean, excuse me, this can't happen again. Like, let's not get taken off the goal. We've only got a few more years to be able to do this." And guys just have to get back on the same page. That's the best case scenario. And if they can do that, they can at least have it play out to where they're being competitive. They don't have any more issues internally, at least, that we can see, and compete for another championship. Worst case scenario is what I mentioned earlier. They give him a discipline. They give a disciplinary action. Draymond chirps and complains about it, creating a rift between him and the organization, or a bigger rift between him and the organization. And before you know it, all of a sudden you've got all of your young guys. They're tuning them out. They don't want to hear him. They have to be, and as a coach for Steve Kerr, you have to be able to you have to have these guys respect you, and you're not going to have the respect of other players if one of the players on your team is punching people. Kerr has to be able to take control of the situation and say, "Hey, we got to get some discipline going. Sorry, Draymond, but you screwed up. I gotta manage the rest of the team. I have to manage the team as a whole. It's not just about you." And so if he starts chirping and creates that rift, puts Steve Kerr in a bad position where he has to try to govern these young players and govern the team in a disjointed locker room, and the ownership up top knows they're not going to extend Draymond, then yeah, you could be very well looking at a situation, like I said, where before we even get to the deadline this year, they're trading Draymond. He's out the door, because if they go into this season, this rift creates any type of situation where they aren't winning as many games as they thought they would, or whatever, it's not going to go on for very long. I can promise you that. So those are the two scenarios I see playing out. I'm hopeful that Draymond will be apologetic, take the slap on the wrist, or take the punishment, even if the Warriors said, "Oh, well, we're just going to handle it internally." Well, now that tape's out, they might not be able to, and they got to cover their butts. So Draymond's going to have to take the heat, and if he can do it quietly, they'll be all right. If he starts chirping, it might not go so well.
Yeah, this is a very 2 weeks before the season, and this is what we're talking about here.
Hey, man, if it leads to a Laker win, I'm all for it.
It's preseason, sir. You can have that win.
No, I'm talking about we got opening night.
Oh, I know. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I hope Draymond won't even be playing that game. Go ahead.
He won't even be there for the ring.
Write it down.
To be quite honest with you, they'll give him the ring in the tunnel for all they know.
Oh man, they gonna FedEx it to him.
But let's talk about one other thing that is kind of getting lost in translation there. Who leaked this? There was no media inside of there.
Hey,
You have your opinion.
I'll tell you. Go ahead, B.
You got to share it with people. No,
Oh yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about this and the fact that it went to TMZ. So look, all I can tell you is the person that leaked this video was in a position where they could make more money off the leak than they did working for the Warriors. So that lets you know a group of people that probably was. It's probably your staff. It's probably the janitor. It's probably the people that are just out there cleaning stuff up and making sure that everything is copacetic. It's not anybody in a high place. I can tell you that right now because there's no reason to do that. And I'm not even gonna be mad. I mean, the Warriors said that they're gonna take legal action, but at the end of the day, it's something that actually happened. And although they didn't want the video to be released, look, let me tell you, man, if you pushing a mop if you pushing a mob working in, I don't know what's the hotel that they practice in, the facility, I can't remember. Do they don't still practice in downtown Oakland, do they?
No,
everything's in San Diego. Yeah, of course it is. So they imagine working at this big ass hotel and all you do every day is mop floors and clean shit out of toilets. And then one day you called into the stadium to go and pick up stuff from the rafters or whatever it is, whatever you're doing, safety check, security, whatever you're doing, and you're making 18, 15, 14, 12, $10 an hour, whatever it is, as $1 million plus millionaires down there playing basketball in front of you. And of course, you're trying to get a little video for your son because you love your kid so much, and boom, a fight breaks out. And then TMZ calls you, or you reach out to TMZ. I don't know how this went down, and TMZ says, "Hey, check this out. I will pay you $100,000 for that video." I'm sorry, man. I'm taking the money. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, look. At the end of the day, the Warriors are not saving me, right? They're not paying me no extra to be quiet. So I'm taking the 100 G's and I'm gonna disappear. And that's all you need to know about that.
So we all know there's cameras in that facility because I got to keep watch on that. Can't just let any Joe Schmo walk on there. Although the Warriors let fucking Klay Thompson doppelganger walk onto the court during the NBA finals,
right,
and got a couple shots up until they realized that wasn't Klay. When Klay is in shape and this dude looks like a marshmallow. Like, how do you let that happen?
Tell your fans to be better, man.
All I'm saying is they're gonna find out who this is very quickly because there's no room for error in that room. No media was there. There's one person shooting on an iPhone 3 getting documentation. So they're going to find out who this is quickly. Unfortunately, Hope TMZ paid this guy enough money to cover his legal fees. But I guarantee you TMZ had a hand in this.
Oh, yeah.
Because the minute there was a report that something happened in practice,
within
what's
a day,
one thing people are looking for right away? They're looking for a video of this. Everyone, the new media is going to YouTube, typing in Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, right? But there was no social media. And dude, I guarantee you Google or you YouTube this right now, it's got to be close to 1 million views at this point now.
Yeah.
So, it's getting traction from everywhere now.
Yeah.
So TMZ's got deep pockets. They're gonna pay these people to be the first one to report it, and this is a big ass report.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I don't even, like I said, it's an unfortunate incident, but I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad at dude for leaking it. And we actually got a chat just popped in. We got from YouTube, Effects popping in. Thanks for joining us, Effects. If this is your first time, subscribe.
Nah, this is my boy Ivan. Good to see you, Pikachu.
There you go, Draymond with the Superman punch. Yes, he put his entire body and his mama behind that punch. That was everything he had in him to knock out Jordan Poole.
It was nasty.
That was bad.
And it caught him
flush
on that chin. Like you see Jordan Poole's head just go pow.
Flush. Yeah. No.
My God.
My boy dropped. He dropped to the ground. And I'm thinking like, okay, that wasn't an altercation. That was just him knocking his ass out. I mean, I don't think Jordan Poole was that mad. You know what I mean? I mean, Draymond came at that. I thought that Poole had either shot his dog or went on a date with his mama the night before. I don't know what happened, but he was extremely mad.
Pulled a Delonte West.
I mean, that was bad. That was rough, man. So we got more folks popping in the chat. So Victoria, welcome back. Draymond said pop, pop. Well, actually, he just said pop, just one pop. That's all he needed.
Yeah, it took one.
He was.
That's all.
And Victoria chimes in again with he wasn't playing, and he was the sibling that decides the play fight is real and goes in with the finishing move. Yeah. Yeah, he's the one dude that takes it too far, for sure.
Dude, I bet you've heard someone get punched, right? You hear that little
yeah.
I bet you that thing echoed in that gym because it was silent in there.
That was bad, man. Man. Where was Steve Kerr? Was Steve Kerr even in the picture, or was he off that night?
I don't recall if he was in the video. There was people around Jordan Poole and Draymond this entire time, and they decided not to do anything until Jordan Poole got punched. Like, if I was Jordan Poole, I'd be mad. Like, why aren't y'all doing anything?
Y'all just letting Draymond punch people, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Curry didn't even flinch. He wasn't even in the pile of breaking that.
No, he was at the free throw line, and he was just chilling. And the whole time,
mouthpiece.
Yeah, he was just chilling. Like, hey, what's good? Oh man, Draymond mad. What else is new? And after that, he got popped. And then I'm sure. You know, this is almost. I'm almost certain this is what Steph Curry did. Steph was chilling at the line. They going through their little funky little practice. He heard Draymond chirping like, man, whatever, man. Come on, let's just get through it. Chill, man. Turned around, saw him get punched, and was like, all right. Whatever, man. Damn, said, again.
Now I gotta talk about this. Now
damn.
I gotta get on.
Exactly. Damn, man. I've been like, look, man. Whatever you do, don't come by my house because I'm playing with my kids. I don't want to talk to you.
Now we talk about the leadership inside that organization. So there's reports that obviously Andre Iguodala is trying to keep this contained, but there's another name that was involved that keep it together, and that's Kevon Looney.
Okay.
I'm sure the boy ran out of breath before trying to get over there.
Well, he certainly wasn't fast enough to stop the punch. We all saw that.
Bro, ain't nobody stopping that punch. That was a legitimate. He'd been practicing that before he got to practice.
Hey, man, Draymond probably a good 220, man. He ain't no little dude.
No, but it's going to be interesting how Kevon Looney is going to play into this as far as keeping the locker room together here, because we all know how the team gravitates towards Andre Iguodala, or the next Udonis Haslem of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
It's his voice carries, but it's going to be interesting how Kevon Looney's voice is going to carry through all of this here. So it's interesting. Curry's going to be able to only do so much, but that's got to be a locker room thing where Kevon Looney steps in.
Dude, there's going to be every single player on the team is going to have to answer the same question 25 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is going to end up being. It's going to be the same thing. What do you think about the team? Will there be fractures with the team? Do you still trust Draymond? Do you think, does this have something to do with him not getting extension? Blah, 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 blah. The Warriors are going to have to deal with this the first 20 to 25 games of the season. And they better win, because if they start losing, then it becomes worse. So it's just one of those things you just don't want to have hanging over you going into a season where you only have so many years to play for the title. And so these guys they got to forget this real quick and keep playing, man. And I hope Jordan Poole, being a young player, takes it in stride. I'm a big Kobe fan, and I know that Kobe was ruthless in practice, but it was on the court. It wasn't punching people. And so, you guys, young guys like that, they need to have guys that encourage them and guys that show them the real, but it needs to be within the confines of the court. And I think Draymond stepped way outside the lines, and I just don't know how you necessarily build a relationship back with somebody after they, knock the crap out of you like that. We're men, so it happens. We get in the fights, we make up. We don't make up though when we get sucker punched. That's different. Oh, okay, yeah. So if we both fought and we both threw punches, bygones be bygones. You beat my ass, all right, cool. whatever. But if I'm like, hey man, I'm just chilling, man, it's cool, and you just turn up and just knock the mess out of me, I'm gonna feel like I need to get you back. And kudos to Jordan Poole if he can get through that without it being an issue. But if I'm Jordan Poole, I'm thinking next practice, I'm about to I'm on the phone with Curry and everybody like now, like, look, bro, I'm telling you right now, if he so much as getting near me, I'm gonna stop the shit out of him. Seriously, like, because I'm sorry, it's hard to move forward like that. We got JJ dropping into the chat. Thanks for joining us, JJ. Kobe would have dropped 60 on him in practice and dared him to take a water break. Exactly. You beat him up on the court.
But there's videos of Kobe throwing elbows in practice.
Yeah.
But that's just to get guys going.
In the game, right.
That's in practice here. Now, and here's the other thing that I've got an issue with is a lot of talking heads who don't really know what it's like to be in a practice that don't involve much are like, hey, man, this is uncalled for. There is still that competitive nature inside of players there. But this is something a little different, though. When Kerr got punched by Michael Jordan, what did Michael Jordan tell him in that documentary? Now, that's a foul.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they start fighting.
What
did Phil Jackson do? Phil Jackson kicks Michael Jordan out of practice. But those two talked about it, and it strengthened their relationship.
Right.
So that's what the Warriors have to hope for in this case here. The biggest problem to that, though, and this is going to self-center around everything, is there is a video of that. There's no video of Kerr and Michael Jordan fighting because no one had an iPhone back then. So this is that's the bigger thing. What I would love to have really seen was when Latrell Sprewell choked out PJ Carlson.
Oh yeah.
In a Warriors practice.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's crazy. But Pete, you start choking coaches, you might as well just pack your bags and leave at that point, which is what ended up happening. But yeah, man, and Draymond, first it was his ding-a-ling on camera, now he's on camera punching people. The man just has to find a way to just stop drawing so much damn attention to himself. I mean, seriously, I'm okay with guys being an enforcer on the court because I feel like if you're an enforcer on the court, it's the nature of the game. It's a part of getting into your opponent's head. But we all can see that Draymond is living that life all the time. And I hope for him that he learns to calm down a little bit and enjoy some of the millions of dollars that he earns before he puts himself in a position where he ends up losing all of it. So, again, I'm sure Draymond's probably been told this ad nauseum his entire life. But young man, please, just calm down. You're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like there will be another day. Like you don't have to put the full weight of your punch into this guy. He's not that important in the scheme of things. He's just Jordan Poole, man. You didn't have to. It wasn't worth it.
He's still earning his stripes in this
right.
league. He had a breakout year last year. But he's under contract watch because is it going to be the same Jordan Poole we get from last year? So this is going to be very challenging for Jordan Poole in his young career. And obviously for Draymond Green, this is more than likely the start of the end of his career here.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
Art, I know it's only preseason, but man, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny in this locker room, dude. Nathan Becerra, first of all, thank you so much for joining us here. Can we talk about Antonio Brown real quick? Did you see the clips that Antonio Brown was doing on his
What's
vacation?
He doing? I don't know. What's he doing?
So Antonio Brown was in a pool and straight got butt naked in this pool, right? And this poor white girl that was around him. He goes and lifts his ass up out of the water and flashes her.
Oh my God.
And then proceeds to waterboard her in the pool as well. Like this dude has gotten off the rails since he walked off.
Oh man, that boy on the booger sugar.
Dude, I don't know what it is. He's got a terrible rap song that's out right now, and he's got this little dance move where he goes like this, and then this.
Oh yeah, he on crack, man.
For those who haven't seen it, YouTube Antonio Brown in the pool. It's uncomfortable to watch because everyone's pointed towards concussion protocol, which we'll talk about. We will talk about this
Oh
Sunday on our
man.
show, but dude, watching you talk about a downfall, just watching the downfall of AB right now from a
Oh
Super
man, this
Bowl.
is terrible,
Then
dude.
there's and then when with the whole Tom Brady Giselle drama going on, he posted a video on or he posted a picture on his Twitter
Yep.
of him and Giselle having like an intimate hug, and it's like this dude is cancerous right now to the world. It is terrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't believe it, man. I was just like, so if for anyone in this chat or watching this video later on have not seen it, YouTube Antonio Brown pool, dude, you're gonna be losing your
Oh
mind.
man.
It's like this guy's got to get it together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He's it's a done deal. He walked right off the field and went straight into the pits of hell. Good for him. I mean,
Watch
this is a
if
mess.
Draymond does that after getting a second technical, he's probably done.
Oh man, what a wreck! What a wreck!
Hey, there's something I want to discuss as well as we get near the end of the show. But the baseball playoffs are here upon us. But before the playoffs took off, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Judge. Broke the American League all-time home run record, hit 62 home runs to end the season. But there were some really stupid comments being made by an individual, Roger Maris Jr. Me and you have talked a little baseball before. How Bonds is whatchamacallit, home run record, steroid use, all of that other stuff is tainted. Roger Maris Jr. comes out and says that the 62 home run mark being broken by Aaron Judge is the real home run record because he's doing it clean and he's doing it in a Yankee uniform. You've got to be the dumbest individual to possibly think that in an era where baseball was making its biggest money ever because of three guys, you want to take that away from them. Baseball has to honor that era in a way because it's what generated the popularity.
Yeah.
MLB did nothing for Aaron Judge in this during this home run chase until the last month. They weren't even acknowledging it until he got close. Right? So instead of celebrating it, you waited too late. And then you have a dumbass like Roger Maris Jr. coming out and making comments like that. The record is 73. It is owned by Bonds. He earned that record. Was it under PEDs? No one knows because he never took a test that came positive. He knowingly took a cream that he didn't know had steroids in it. But the record is 73, and I'm going on record for saying that. And Roger Maris Jr., if you happen to watch this video, you could take those comments and jump off a cliff with them because you are an idiot for saying that. And by the way, Aaron Judge is a Bonds fan. He grew up in the Bay Area idolizing Bonds. So go figure he didn't say anything. So that makes your comments even dumber. I just had to get that off my chest because it's the playoffs and we haven't been on in a while. And I saw those comments and I've been livid ever since he came out with those comments there.
All right, get that off your chest, B. We got a couple more comments from Nathan. The sad thing is AB could have been a Hall of Fame, no doubt. Well, now he can join Ocho Cinco and have a little reality show, and Terrell Owens, and have a little reality show or something. Put him on MTV or some crap like that. I mean, the guy's career is over. He won't come back to play another game of football ever again. And I just hope that he figures it out before life figures it out for him, and the guy is not alive anymore. So I wish him the best, that he can hopefully deal with some of his mental issues, whatever they are. I mean, obviously, we don't want to joke about stuff like that, but hell, if you got problems, man, you need to have good people around you to tell you that you need to go fix them, and he's probably just got a bunch of people out there spending all his money. So good luck to the guy.
What was that MTV show where they put a bunch of people in a house for like an extended period of time?
Yeah, the Real World. Yeah.
Oh, can you talk about Real World NFL edition?
Oh yeah, man.
With Antonio Brown.
Oh man.
Ocho Cinco, Terrell Owens.
Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man Jones. Oh my
There you
God.
go.
Someone sign us up, MTV, if you're watching. You're welcome.
Brandon Marshall in there. Who else you want? Oh man.
Plaxico Burress for shooting himself.
That's right. Stupid. That was dumb. Good old Plaxico Burress. All right.
And Nathan, you're probably right. He probably has CTE, and this is a clear
Yeah,
example
that's
of it.
true.
And we're not making. I mean, we're poking a little bit at the situation, but the matter of the fact is we're going to talk about this on Sunday with how the NFL has been handling their concussion protocol. This is a clear sign of this right now that they need to get this fixed. They need to take care of their players post NFL. AB got torched in that Cincinnati game. Remember when he took that illegal shot with the linebacker coming across the
Yeah,
middle? Dude, he's sitting there like this.
yeah.
The NFL's really got to get that taken care of. So you're 100% right on that,
Oh,
Nathan. It's something that's got to be taken
JJ
care of.
mentioned Ricky Williams, but Ricky Williams is healed by the glory of marijuana. He's healed.
Praise the Lord for the green.
Yeah, he's healed now. Like Ricky Williams is like Mike Tyson is now. Mike Tyson was like the crazy, losing his mind, going on. Now Mike Tyson sit down, smoke blunts, and do podcasts, and he's having himself a good old time. He's a new man. So yeah, kudos to those guys for figuring it out.
When you watch Mike Tyson still throw those punches, whoo, that shit is violent.
Oh yeah, like that one dude on the plane. Got them hands, boy.
JJ, Dodgers winning the World Series in 5. Dude, they're not even making it out of the NLCS. Let's just put it like that, you choke artist. They're going to be sitting in the Dodger locker room choking on each other's Dodger dogs, no buns, all of that other stuff. So that's how I feel about that. Don't get me started up on that shit, God damn it.
Oh, my gosh. All right, well.
I know. Thanks, JJ, for getting me fired up. I really
Oh,
appreciate
man, that was funny.
Just because I'm going to get you back in fantasy football as well.
Yeah, Nathan.
Who does
I love Mike
Tyson?
too, man. Check out his podcast, man.
Yep.
Even though we need to be shouting out our own, but he has some great conversations with some really cool people, and he has some even better conversations with people that think they are dangerous. You put the biggest, baddest dude. He's had mafia guys on. He's had big time rappers, and Mike Tyson makes them all come to Jesus. It's wonderful to watch. He's a very, very complex individual, but he has a way of speaking to people that really puts them in their place. So good for Mike. Dodgers choking Game 5 and lose it all again. Victoria is seconding your thoughts about the Dodgers. Nathan says, if I could sit down with him, man, yeah, I would love to sit down with Mike Tyson too. I'd be scared, but I would just love to sit down with him and just hear what he has to say about his own life and his career.
You know what I would do? I would load Mike up with a whole bunch of edibles and blunts.
Oh, you don't have to, dude. If you watch his podcast, he's the whole time. Literally.
All the
on the podcast. Dude, watch it, man. I'm telling you. He's lit from beginning to end. And he's just up there spitting knowledge the whole time. It's great. Well, B man, this show has gone a lot longer and better than I anticipated for a Friday night. Right. But I am excited. I am very excited for us having our first show back in 2 weeks. I'm ecstatic to see that there's so many people in the chat. One thing to be asked that you do is if you know somebody that's interested in watching our show and has a similar mindset as you when it comes to sports, go ahead and send them our way and let them know that you're enjoying our show, that you're liking our content. Any close family, relatives, friends, folks at work. Hey, let them know. Say, hey, man, y'all got to check these guys out because they're funny. We keep it real. We're not talking heads that are sitting in front of a computer 25,000 hours a week. We are regular people working 9 to 5 shifts every day, taking care of our families. Absolutely. So we are normal people just like y'all. We are not sitting in some basement trying to figure out how to be famous. So anyway,
yes, sir.
This is genuine stuff right here.
Absolutely. When you guys start putting bets down, I should have posted my plays. I went 5. Hey, JJ, we got a little time. Go ahead and give us anyone in the chat who didn't get a chance to watch the beginning of the show. If you go to the top, we do have our picks for this weekend. If you guys have some NFL picks that you think are gonna win some people some money, throw it in the chat. Let's hear it. I'll go over ours real quick. Taj had the Raiders and Chiefs over 51.5. the New York Giants +8, and the Jets on the money line. I had the Bengals and Ravens over the 48, the Lions +3, and the Niners -6.5. And our boy Danny Dimes, who 1900 last week,
Yeah, 1900. Yep, that's what the man
1900.
said.
Chargers -2.5, Miami and the Jets under 45, and he says put your entire house, 401k stock, all of
I don't
that.
actually, Chad. That's not what he said. Don't listen to Brian. He didn't say that. I don't want to.
Okay,
I don't
he
want
did
to
say-
put the man in any hot water. Now he didn't say all that. He just said it was a lock. Based on his experience.
The Seahawks on the money line. That is his lock.
There
pick.
you go.
So if you guys got some picks, go ahead and throw them in there. We'll stay on for what you say, about 5 more minutes. Let's see who's got.
Yeah, if you got anything, drop it in.
Week. Yeah, but in the meantime, while we wait for you guys' picks, have you seen the new Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix?
Nah, man, I can't watch that stuff, man.
Bro, I haven't started it yet, but I heard it's pretty good.
I mean, that's just like that John William Gacy, man. I mean, his name. They're weird. They're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You got nothing else better to do.
I mean, I don't even know if that's what it is. Just straight up 51-50. Like crazy. This fool. Anytime you got fingers in your fridge like they chicken McNuggets, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I gotta catch up on that.
So anytime you go to somebody's house and there's no food on the table, but the first thing you see the man do is go and grab some ketchup, you better run, okay? Because he gonna eat your ass. That's what Jeffrey Dahmer was doing. Just in case anybody haven't seen Jeffrey, this is not a new thing. Jeffrey Dahmer, these murders were from 30 years ago. But yeah, I mean it's crazy.
JJ says, I usually follow my friends and they post within 30 minutes of game time. Well, let me ask you this, JJ. If you could take one pick in for this Sunday, who would you take? Money line, over, under, or the spread? Let us know who you would. Just one game. You ain't got to give us a whole bunch. But what you think here. But speaking of the NFL, they released who is doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Who is it?
Rihanna.
Wait, is she having a baby? She pregnant, man.
Did Shorty have the baby?
I don't know. Did she? I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, like you were saying, yeah, Rihanna. So, the NFL has decided that black people are cool again. So now you're starting to see a lot of them on the halftime shows. Last year was and I love the show. Don't get me wrong. It was in L.A. Okay. You had Kendrick Lamar, you had Snoop, you had Eminem, you had 50 Cent hanging upside down, looking like a burnt sausage, hanging in the window of a delicatessen. I mean, it was great, and I'm glad that Bruno. Remember, they had Bruno Mars and Beyonce. So I'm glad that the NFL has taken note that they can support the military and have black people at halftime shows. I'm glad they figured they could do both at the same time, and I hope that they can continue to do so, because if I had to watch another damn U2 halftime, I might as well just be watching the commercials, man. I don't want to see Bono, and I'm cool, man. What did they have? Yeah, Coldplay. Coldplay had been. I mean, come on, man. I mean, stop it. You heard my ears. Seriously. Anyway.
Nathan. I know. Hopefully Rihanna keeps her clothes on during the halftime show, though.
What do you mean? Hopefully, I mean she got to do
Hopefully
the Janet.
not.
She got to do the Janet.
I guess so. I hope so.
Justin Timberlake, you punk ass. Oh, I can't even say it. Anyway, so yeah, she got to do the Janet.
Last night's game was the most boring Thursday night football game I've ever watched, dude. That was one of the most atrocious games and it gets worse. Wait till you see next Thursday night's game. It involves the Washington Commanders, and that's how you know it's going to get bad already.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Russell Wilson is trash. I don't even know.
Hold on. So I know Russell Wilson missed the game-winning touchdown on the slant for Jerry Jeudy. Dude, honestly, I think it's the coach, man. It's got to be the coach.
Dude, I don't know, man. I guess I'm kind of glad that they suck so bad because the Raiders need them to. And honestly, I'm not sold on the Raiders coach either. I'm not sold on McDaniels. I never did like him because I didn't like the fact that he did 1 year with the Broncos and left or got fired because he was terrible. And then he signed up to be the Miami head coach and then decided, no, I don't really want to be a head coach, and went back to go suck on Belichick's boob. And then now he wants to become a coach all of a sudden. And it's just like, dude, are you really a head coach, or are you just an offensive coordinator? And I feel like maybe he's just an offensive coordinator.
In a head coaching job really doesn't work that well.
No, it doesn't.
Dude, that was just. I had to stop watching it because it was like, Matt Ryan looked old as hell on that field, and the Broncos have a good defense. Like, that is a top tier defense that they have. But the problem is their offense is subpar. It looks like a Division II college team.
Terrible, man. JJ says he's taking the Niners and Panthers under the total, so he's taking the under on 39.
How much would you put on that, JJ? How confident in you are you on that? But yeah, man, it was. God, dude, if I had a recliner, I'd just kick back and just
go to sleep
for the rest of the day.
Or just turn the channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or I could watch the Lakers preseason game, which is what I ended up watching. It wasn't that great either, to be honest, but.
Hey, did you hear about that kid who they're blowing up about? I can't even pronounce his name.
Yeah, I've been to Bayo or something like that.
His name's he's in the league.
No, he's in the G League.
Dude,
he's gonna be drafted this year, I think, right? Or what is he? I think he's in the G League. But yeah, it's a 50 game. JJ's got 50 on it. He put 5-0 on it. Well, folks, it's 9:00.
But
yeah. B, go ahead. Final thoughts, man. Otherwise, my whole family's about to bust through this door in like 5 seconds.
Hey, it's Cookie Boy Breaks. What's up, Nate? What's up?
What?
Oh man, I forgot. My bad, man. We should have known who he was. What's up, Cookie Boy Breaks? We miss you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, man. That's big Nate Dogg coming in, letting us know.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, we got to get you back on and talk about them cards. Get them cards again. See. Cookie Boy Breaks is like, why y'all betting on games? What y'all need to be doing is buying cards.
That's what he's saying right now. We got to get on.
I guarantee that's what he's saying.
Here. Absolutely.
So,
but hey, anything?
No, man. I was just gonna shout out Cookie Boy Breaks for folks who didn't see the show. He was with us and talked about his card breaks and how he does them on. Was it on TikTok? Is that right?
TikTok.
On TikTok. So for all those who are interested in finding out more, check out Cookie Boy Breaks on TikTok. He's gonna give you all of the rundown on how you can make some money on some cards. I don't mean poker, I mean sports cards. Sports cards.
Yeah, and if you want to hear his intake on it, we did do an interview with Cookie Boy Breaks. It's on our channel here. Check it out. It's a great interview, some great insight, and some great depth on how to get into this card collecting. But yeah, maybe we'll circle around again, Cookie Boy Breaks, because there's obviously with NFL, we all know how players' cards go up in value and go down in value. So maybe we could find some time to bring you back in and see, get a feel for the market on what you think people should be collecting and what should people be selling as a non-money maker. But Taj has said it. I'll say it one more time. Thank you all for coming into the chat here. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that notification so you get updates on our latest videos. Let everyone know we're back. We're back better than ever. Hit that subscribe button. Let people know we're just two dudes who love to talk sports. Like we were in a barbershop at the bar, sitting in our houses and just catching up with each other. So come join us if that's your way. If you like to talk sports, we'd love to have you this Sunday night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're going to dive into a lot of stuff about NFL and whatever takes place after that. So come join us, guys. We really love you guys, and we're happy.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for coming out so thick in the opener. We love it. All right, so we'll see y'all on Sunday at 6:30. Peace.
Peace.